Building a water feature in a tight space is always a challenge, but we got this. Hey everybody, it's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Today we're in Randolph, New Jersey. We've got a little weird spot, which is a transition from the staircase up to the driveway from this beautiful patio that was just installed. This is kind of a tough area. They've got retaining walls that line up this side here, so access is nothing short of terrible. So we're gonna be doing this all by hand, but I think we can really transform the space. The problem we have here is you got really this nice terrace patio, beautiful back of the house. There's not a lot of areas where we could really do something, and that is really what's left. What I do like about this is there's already a slope here. We're gonna be installing an aqua basin reservoir right here. That holds about 100 gallons of water. Now, our water in transition should be somewhere between 30 and 40 gallons, so we'll have plenty of space inside that reservoir to make this happen. This will be about 8 feet long. The budget on this project is $10,000. Since this staircase and landing is our only access from the driveway, we're covering everything in fabric, and we're also putting plywood down. We want to make sure we don't do any damage here whatsoever, taking care of this like it was our own. Now, right now it's just got Mexican beach pebble in here. We're going to take all that stuff out and stockpile it off to the side. We'll reuse that later. It's actually a really cool stone. Then we're going to go ahead and put in our reservoir, start carving out for our stream and waterfall. We've got a spillway that's going to be set up top here. We can get our plumbing in from the bottom to the top, get our fabric and liner in, and then
we're going to build a killer waterfall.
Oh, you're so excited. Come on, kid.
We're going to build an awesome waterfall.
I said killer.
We're going to build a killer waterfall.
So I got Kevin and Rob Fuentes. These guys are from Tranquilityscapes in Long Island. Good friends of ours. They're out here giving us a hand. Kev, you've been in a couple jobs with us. What are your thoughts?
I have no thoughts. There's nothing going on.
That's why we like them, because they just do what we want. Colby's gonna be taking over on the camera work here.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Colby.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about here?
All the patio we're working on.
Yeah, this is really exciting.
Come on.
I'm excited to build an 8-foot waterfall. That's really all I got.
He's excited to work with us.
Bully, give me something. Yeah, that's it, huh? Now that we have everything set, it's time to kick things off and start the creative process. Actually, a little bit of destruction first. Now, this is not something you want to run into when you are building a water feature in a rest tray space like here, especially when you are doing everything by hand.
We've got no machines here, very little access, and we just pulled out this out of the ground.
2 thumbs down. Not what you want to find when you're digging out a hole for a basin.
No.
No, and we have to get this out of here, otherwise we can't get our aqua basin sitting at the proper level we need it to. So we're going to try our best to see what we can do with this massive rock.
But it's 4 guys against 1 rock. Such a fight can't be that hard, right?
So now that we've dealt with our issue here, we're gonna work on getting our hole set again. And so that way we can get our aqua basin back in here. And we're actually gonna use that giant rock we broke and pulled apart here as our retaining rock for the basin in the front here. So this is gonna hide the entire front half of that basin, and then the rest of it will be buried below this. so we have the most important part done. We've got our first set of frame rocks and our spillway rock. The whole point is there will be a patio set here at some point. There will be a table, some chairs. They can sit around here and enjoy the sound and the look that they're gonna get. Just from the edge that you can see from the house right here, you can catch just that first waterfall, and it makes you wanna walk up these stairs and follow it around, and eventually they'll see that big pooling area that's gonna be up there and a bunch of nice big dark boulders that are gonna look super nice and really accentuate the patio that we have here. I'm sure it's a little difficult to see, but this is the whole premise of what we're doing here. And this is gonna look super nice. We put that flat stone right behind it. It's gonna crash in between these two frame rocks right here and kind of hug that left one, fall down the face of it, and go in the middle. I just can't wait to see this turn on. Okay, we are moving right along here. Kevin and Billy are working down the bottom here, getting this all tightened up. They got this big rock that we actually pulled out from where the basin's sitting. This big rock right here. This is gonna be right in the bottom. We're gonna have a little bit of gravel tucked in that little spot right there. Water's gonna pool up right in there and just slowly trickle its way over this big rock back into the basin. Me and Rob were up here working on getting these two big rocks to fit together. This one actually tucked in pretty well with this one. We're gonna get another one behind here and another one behind here to get us up into that elevation, so that way we can get our last pooling area and the spillway put into place. So that way we'll be moving right along and staying on track here.
As we rocket our way through the build, it's time to connect some crucial parts of the waterfall, one being the spillway. And pretty sure you want to see how we make it so the pipe through the liner doesn't leak. So Colby, take it away.
So the way that we do this is we take a piece of cover tape. You can see he's got that on the back wall of the liner right there. That just helps us protect us from tearing the liner further by making our hole. So when we do that, we cut a hole big enough for the pipe to fit in nice and snug, and it doesn't let the liner tear any further, because if you have a small tear in the liner, you'll just keep following it until eventually you have a hole that's much bigger than you needed it to be, and that leads to leaking and more problems that you don't need. So now he's just going to attach the bulkhead part of the spillway on the back side here. That way it keeps it nice and watertight and sealed from the front and the back. Then he's going to put our MPT slip on there, so that way we can get our 2-inch line in there, and then we can get that all covered up and put some rocks over it, and we can continue to finish up this top waterfall. Kev, you ready to plug it in?
So the idea here was to find a way to best utilize the elevation that we had and our viewpoint. Now, there's not a lot of places to view this from except for when you're going up and down the staircase, and actually right here at the far corner of the patio. The homeowner wanted to have the sights and sounds of water, and this was really the only spot because of the way the backyard is built. It's a gigantic retaining wall, and then it drops off about 8 or 10 feet on the other side. So there really wasn't the possibility of building something beyond that, because you wouldn't see that whatsoever, and you wouldn't get the sound either. Doing it this way, having the walls on the left and the right actually corrals that sound and brings it right into the backyard, permeating the living area, which is a great asset when you're talking about wanting to put a water feature in. Sound for me is an important part of the design process, because it's not like you're going to just be able to sit in front of the water feature all the time. When you can open windows in the house and have that sound permeate through the house itself, it's just a huge added bonus. This size waterfall is about 8 feet from the top down to where it falls into the reservoir at the bottom, and our elevation change is right around 2.5 feet. We're using an AquaSurge 3000 pump for this, which pushes about 3,000 gallons an hour. In reality, by the time you go through the plumbing and the elevation change, you're probably closer to like 2,500 or 2,700 gallons an hour, but you can see what that type of water gives you as far as a cascade. It really looks beautiful. It's falling off these rocks just perfectly. And using the shape of these granite boulders, we're able to actually have it where the high side on this rock in particular is corralling that water off to the left, where you've got that sloping face, and it's kind of shooting that water off before it goes into the next section. Down the bottom here, this is probably one of my favorite waterfalls. 2 rocks just pinched together, and then utilizing the shape of this rock to actually ramp the water off and get it projecting out in front of it. Up the top, we wanted to have it where it was facing the walkway as you walk up. That's doing 2 things for us. Of course, you're getting the visual coming up or down the staircase, but it also, from the bottom, it hides the origination point. So you're not looking at just the waterfall coming out of, let's say, the retaining wall that's up there. It's starting off to the side, pools up, and then starts feeding its way down. The homeowner wants to keep this super clean. She didn't really want any plants in it. She wanted more of like a Zen, Japanese type style garden. Using these darker colored boulders along with that dark colored gravel really gives it a nice, tight, clean look. Now, normally a pondless waterfall like this in 2023 is going to be somewhere in like the $10,000 to $12,000 range. When you've got extenuating circumstances like having to do everything by hand, tough access, it's going to affect the price higher. Now, how much higher really depends on your certain situation, but if you're in the northern New Jersey area and you want to learn more about what it might cost to have something like this installed, visit our water feature project planner on the website. I will link that down below, and you can see what some of these things might cost in your yard in northern New Jersey if you have great circumstances. So that means you've got a flat backyard, great access for trucks and equipment. Those prices are pretty indicative of what it might cost. Hope you guys enjoyed this pondless waterfall build. I really love the way we were able to use this awkward space to turn into something extremely beautiful, giving the homeowner just years and years of enjoyment going up and down the stairs, looking at their great water feature. We're here every week at Atlantis Water Gardens showing you beautiful water features and how we build them. We'll see you on the next one.